Phoenix, Arizona. And tonight we've got an episode for the history books. Not because it's going to be over really quick or end super bad that we're going to never forget it and be doomed to repeat it, but instead because we have some amazing stuff for you tonight. On this show, we are going to be helpful not just to each other, but to the entire damn industry. The cigar industry needs what we have here at this show, because tonight we are going to talk about a burning issue in the world of cigars, and that is cigar makers need to stop doing this one thing now. If they stop it now, we'll succeed. If they don't, the ocean's levels will rise and the fish will all die, or whatever they say, whatever the big threat is. What are we all scared of right now? This is the deal. We are going to talk about some things in the cigar world that are just, we do better without them. And of course, you're going to be helpful with that. My name is Tim. I'm the host of this show. And all of you watching at home, you are the co-host. Your comments and questions will drive this episode. So whether you are watching on YouTube or on Facebook or on Rumble or even on our own community on Cigars Daily Plus, drop your comments down below. We're going to pop them up on the screen. And when we do, they'll look like this. Magically comment. Richard Chateau says, Tim looks distracted.
You can say that in the least.
Do I look distracted?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, I am distracted, okay? I'm going to give you guys, I'll be completely honest with you up front. I said this to the studio audience and to everyone in the room before we started. I am not even going to pretend that this episode is going to stay on the rails. I legitimately have a ton planned for this episode. No anticipation of any of that going very well. But do drop your cigar comments and questions down below. We want to talk about the things you guys want to talk about, and you're going to help me out with this. We're going to find some things, important things the cigar industry as at large needs to just give up on, just walk away from, be done with, and we'll all be a little bit better off. But of course, I can't do this show by myself. I need the best people in the industry to help me do it. And first of all, I got to tell you that tonight, as with every week, we are joined by the Cigars Daily Live studio audience. Woo! Which, by the way, if you want to do showbiz and never get booed, start your own show and then control who gets to be in there. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Boo! Boo! This show sucks. I got a couple middle fingers just now. It was pretty good. And of course, running the production side of this thing, that's why the show's so smooth and works about 75% of the time. Sitting behind the camera is Billy, the cock of the wall.
Hey, we get 75%. That's pretty solid.
That was,
but
okay,
you know,
that is fair.
Did I overestimate it there?
they're trying to hook us up. The studio, or not the studio, and
don't get Terrence in trouble. There's sound. That's true.
They're looking out for us.
See, I will admit, like 2 seconds into the intro, I was like, things aren't bouncing on the screen. So I clicked the switch and we had sound. So you didn't have to get through the whole intro. You just said, hey, everybody.
Rich Chateau says 75% is generous. I like that. And Frank says 75 gets a degree, which I got to say, that's 1,000% true. Of course, sitting next to Billy, who very conveniently avoided doing the chicken dance. When I announced him.
No, he did 75% of his chicken. He said 75%.
I got 75% of it done.
American standards, man. Oh my god.
Sitting next to him is El Rey del Terrence.
Howdy, y'all. What's going on?
El Rey del Terrence.
It's so like looking at us on the screen right here, Billy. We look crazy. Like there's a guy with the crown.
I
and a
agree.
chicken
I agree
feet.
with you.
Like we look crazy.
Like
every
if you're
week.
coming into the show for the first time, you're like, what the heck is
like what
going
is
on?
their shtick? Like there's so much lore to our show.
Everybody says that I'm a bully, and I'm asking you at home, if you were sitting where I was looking at what I'm looking at in this room, would you not be? Okay. Also, I mentioned this in the comments, and this is a very special night for us because I tell you guys, in order to do this show, I need the best team of crack people in the industry. And tonight, I am very proud to announce that we have a brand new cast member on Cigars Daily Live. So this is the first introduction for this person. Never been introduced and never done YouTube before.
Nothing.
Nothing YouTube before.
Nothing.
Okay. So no nickname yet. We're gonna work on that. We got a little
Yeah.
bit of time.
I got
But
one.
please give a warm welcome, drop a comment, and say hello to Amber.
Boo! No, I'm joking.
Hey, everybody. thanks for that, Terrence. Warm
That's
welcome.
how we started out. Amber is joining us here. I don't think I got your camera straight. We haven't used that camera in a while. Yeah, Amber's sitting here, third chair, and she's sitting in as Yayo says, the cuck chair. Sorry,
It's the
it's
coquette.
the only chair we had.
Tim,
I mean,
it's
it's
the
okay.
coquette chair.
I'm sorry. I wasn't being appropriate with it. Amber is joining us tonight. Amber is here at the Cigars Daily HQ with us in a very important capacity that you guys are all going to learn about as she learns the ropes around here. But right now, tonight, part of her deal is being here. So, Amber, we're going to give you a chance to introduce yourself, say hello to everybody. So, tell us a thing we didn't know about you, maybe your favorite cigar and an interesting fact or something like that. Let's do an icebreaker.
All right. Favorite cigar right now is probably the Perdomo Legacy, the Shade Grown.
Nice.
Fun fact about me is I played chess competitively as a kid. So the nerdum, yeah, like super competitively for like 10 years. It was like, what's that show that was
Queen's
on Netflix?
Gambit.
It's very Queen's Gambit.
Wow,
British
that
too?
nerd level just went to 1,000.
Yep.
You referenced a chess-based entertainment program, and Terrence knew what it was.
That's why Terrence and I get along very well. We quickly adapted to each other's nerdum. So
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There we
Damn.
go.
Well, welcome to the show.
Nerd.
She'll be here. Yeah.
One
we've got
of
it.
us.
Nerd.
One of us.
Okay. And we already got the babysitter. We already got nicknames popping up. Billy,
Oh.
I'm not trying to take over your job. I'm
No,
sorry.
I mean, there's a lot popping up that I cannot show. Dang it. Oh,
quick.
that
Uh,
was, here we go. Tonight's bet is,
Corey
well,
B
Terrence
says tonight's bet is that Terrence will have to cover Billy's cigar. There we go. Which Billy was smoking a cigar because he was reading that comment and he wasn't paying enough attention to it. So far, Amber, you're doing better than Billy.
right.
Amber starts
Good
with a
start.
fresh 100 out of 100 on
Yeah.
this show.
See how quickly I can lose it.
All right. Drop your cigar comments and questions down below. We've got a tremendous amount to cover. I'm going to tell you about a couple things. First of all, coming up later this year, you guys have heard about it, but if you didn't, you've heard about it here first. The next big Cigars Daily hang session is coming in November, and that is you're invited to visit Cigartopia, the playground of pleasure, pure palate pleasure. I find that. Thank you. I find that if I don't write the alliterations, I can't read them. That's the hard thing. I love them, but okay. It's coming up on November 22nd. This is the big opportunity for the Cigars Daily Nation to get together in the cigar-centric country of Cigartopia and share amazing company with some of the best people in the cigar industry, including Steve Saka from Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. We're going to be talking about Steve Saka a little bit tonight because he's announced something new as well. Also joining us will be Justin Andrews from Diesel Cigar and Forged Cigar Brands and Terrence Riley from Aganorsa Leaf. All those guys are going to be there. Some of the best food and friendship you've ever had. And I say friendship, which is super corny because it's all I'm allowed to say on these platforms. There's other stuff too. Okay. So
Just like a real friendship, you're not allowed to exactly describe what happens, but we got each other's back. You know what I mean? Billy,
that's
you have those
exactly
kinds of
that's
friends.
exactly right. Billy, do you have a comment you want to take and read right now? You're laughing like someone said something personally.
Oh,
to
he getting as pink as a shirt right now.
I'll let
Goodness.
you read this one.
Okay. Kyle Edwards, playground of pleasure on an island. I'm not falling for that again.
Oh, wow. That
Guys going on the wrong list.
That was the wrong list. Yeah. Yeah, if you do visit Cigartopia, you're not video recorded, your name doesn't go on a list. And the temple's not just a painted white building. So that's fair. All right.
Wait, he said he's not falling for that again?
Again.
How many islands have you been to, Kyle?
Who was that comment from? Prince who? Doesn't matter.
Prince, oh my gosh.
All right,
Oh my
keep the
God.
comments
They want you
coming.
to
Drop them down
plug the
below.
food again.
I'm glad that I like Frank. Okay, I'm not going to take a comment. Billy took one. Mike Deffenborough says, "What's the plug for the food again?" So at the last few of these, we've done Cigartopia events in the past. We have brought in a award-winning caterer, Tom and Lynn Catering from here in Phoenix. They have gotten massive awards, and the biggest award that they've gotten is from the mouths of the people who eat their food. They've done amazing. In the last events, we've done these like 8-ounce Angus beef patties, amazing hamburgers, 100% hot dog, like beef hot dogs. It was incredible food, but I called Tom and I said, we got to do something different for this one. He said, I can do pulled pork for you, and macaroni and cheese. And I said, oh man, already dying for it. I wouldn't do an event without having Tom and Lynn cater it because the food is so sensational. Total pros. It's going to be amazing.
The cookies
Come
are
down
next
there.
level too.
Yeah, they make dessert. The cookies they asked me if I wanted something different for the dessert. And I said, hell no. I want the cookies. Give me the cookies. All right, there we go. That's coming up. And make sure that you learn more about it on the community on Cigars Daily Plus and on Rumble. We'll be talking more about that event during the after party, which, by the way, I've been talking about this project I've been working on with Steve Saka, a Cigars Daily exclusive Dunbarton project. It's called Leche Burra, which means donkey's milk, and it is the name of a very famous Nicaraguan like caramel candy thing. And I've been waiting for Steve to get to me on some graphic art. I got some concept stuff for that today. I got my first look at it. I think Terrence and Amber have both seen it.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep.
And so I'm like starting to put it in front of people. The studio audience will get to like technically take a look at some stuff after the show. So I am looking forward to bringing you more on that. That is one project I've got like peak level excitement about. And Cigartopia will be the first opportunity to see some of that stuff out there in public. So do stay tuned.
I'm excited.
All righty, there we go. I want to jump into your guys' comments and questions. So drop them down below. Billy's going to take them and put them up on the screen. Billy, what do we got?
Now, normally this comment would get a lot of bullying, but I think you're going to try and defend him.
Oh,
You think I would try to bully someone?
Yeah, well, here you go.
All right. Kevin Grook says, cooked a steak today using an air fryer. Take my man card away. So it's the way this comment is written, and I'm saying this for the podcast listeners out there. He says, cooked a steak using the air fryer today. There's a question mark and an exclamation mark. Like that's an exclamation.
I think he tried it and he realized it was actually kind of decent.
So
Yeah,
Kevin, you're going to
okay,
have to
fair,
comment
fair.
again because I will defend cooking a steak in the air fryer to the death. And this was something that I learned from Jordan Peterson's kid, Michaela Peterson. She said doing a steak from frozen in an air fryer is the best way to do it. I still maintain that it is that way.
At least he's cooking steak and not like impossible meat or anything like that, right? Like
It's true.
he's
Yeah.
still getting a premium.
It's
cut of
not like
meat.
he's putting tofu in there.
Just to be clear, there are people in the comments who are trying to come up with a name for Amber.
Yep.
And I'm not opposed to it at all. Did you save any of those, Billy? They've kind of gone past.
There's a few. I can go back and get them.
I saw this one, the Cigar Chaperone. I think that was for Amber. But I did get one while Billy looks for these from Gangstery Lamaman. It's terrible. Amber, top 3 cigars. Do you have a top 3 cigars? Give us a little insight into your cigar experience here and what you're familiar with. What 3 cigars have given you sort of that was really nice type of experience?
Okay. So I'm still getting the hang of things. I like a good kind of medium, unless it's in the morning or a little bit later where I want a Connecticut.
Yeah.
The El Rey del Mundo appointment. That's been something special. Really like
Cameroon.
that. A little citrus. And Terrence would love that one, of course.
Did you pay her to say that?
Are we?
Nah, not at
Yeah.
all.
Are we
not
allowed
at
to
all.
have 2 El Rey fans on this show? Like,
Ugh,
Absolutely.
Did
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
get a
Says
little
no.
tiara?
okay.
I'm sorry. You need to pick another
I'll
one, Amber.
pivot. I'll pivot. My father.
HK2CT.
Yeah, that's a great one. H2KCT and La Grana Fuerte, I believe.
That's 2.
And then the Perdomo Legacy.
Chris Crim's
Shade
question: why doesn't Amber have a cigar right now? Because Chris, none of us have a cigar because
None
we
of
don't
us.
smoke on these
Yep.
platforms. Look at all of us, responsible,
Even
content,
me.
content creators. We're responsible content creators who follow all of the community guidelines to the letter.
Exactly.
All right, go on. So you said appointment.
Mhm.
You
Yep.
mentioned my father, El Centurion, H2KCT.
Yep, that's fantastic. La Grana Fuerte, I believe.
La Gran Fuerta.
Perdomo Legacy. I'm a
Nicaraguan
big
shade
Perdomo
grown.
fan, but the Nicaraguan shade grown is fantastic. I really like The Pledge by Casa Carrillo. It's a great
Ooh.
cigar.
This is, you know what's weird to me? It's weird to hear you say Casa Carrillo because you only know that brand by that name. So
Well-
EPC is one of the, well, go ahead.
I had to adjust.
You
'Cause
had to- so you knew him by the other
Yeah,
name.
I knew
Okay.
him by EP. And then I've been trying to adjust because people have started to say Casa Carrillo.
There
I'm
was
trying
this
to stay up to
period-
date.
There was this period of time in the cigar when I first got into the cigar industry where it was really popular for cigar makers to come up with a brand name and then just abbreviate it to a few initials.
Mhm.
It was like HVC, EPC. Like there was a lot of brands that just had 3 initials, and eventually EPC kind of backed away and became EP Carrillo, and now they've become Casa Carrillo.
Mhm.
But I go back and still look at like old correspondence I have from 10 years ago with them, and everything just says EPC on it.
Mhm.
It's like it was the most vanilla branding that there is. Okay, so the Pledge,
Yeah.
was the other one.
And then the Echo Hail Daily Edition, of course. That's a fantastic cigar.
Yeah,
And that's not just a shout out because I'm here, but I do love that cigar. And then the Box Press Rebellion too. It's pretty
Rebellion.
fantastic. I've been getting into the American Viking stuff though.
so she's in the crash course phase of the Cigars Daily HQ. Now I don't want to interrupt you, but
No.
behind the camera, something clearly has
Yes,
You
happened.
know
Something
what we
has
talked
happened.
about before the show?
Which thing that we cannot mention on the show that we talked about before the show? are
I
you
don't have
referring to?
faith in humanity because of this comment.
Oh no!
Is it as bad as last week?
I'm going.
Oh,
Okay.
Tim, I think it's time for us to lay down some
time.
ground rules.
Yep.
Like we gotta nip some things in the bud like right now.
We're gonna take a comment, and I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to you,
okay. Can't wait.
and then Thomas is on.
Wait.
I think Thomas might be a regular viewer.
I'm
Thomas been on
not
before?
familiar with this.
I don't know,
profile
Thomas,
picture.
but you've volunteered as tribute, so here we go. Thomas says, "Yo, Amber is thick though. She's cute. Faux show. Amber, take it away."
Well, that was quick. We knew the people would be coming from their basements pretty quick to go ahead and chime in and get as weird and inappropriate what they could. Because the girl with the cigar, that was a new record, land speed record. So
I
figured
bet
we'd
you're
at
quick
least
at
be-
everything, Thomas.
Yeah.
Go back home and shave your neck beard, Thomas.
Uh-huh. Probably smoke some real big cigars.
Amber the Hammer from Fireborn. Who called that today? I'll say this. I'm going to say this. And Thomas, I said you volunteered as tribute because this was like the conversation. We've never had a girl on the show before. And Mike Deffenbro says this. He says, "Girl with a cigar is always hot, But I'll say this.
Real American.
We appreciate and we respect the hell out of Amber. She is one of the guys here. And so the one thing we won't put up with is any like the demeaning stuff, the catcalling stuff toward women.
Mhm.
Amber's one of the guys. I don't know if that qualifies. Amber is thick though. I don't know what thick is. 2 C's. I'm not sure what the connotation is. Anyway,
I will say, if anybody needs to catcall somebody, that's what I'm here for.
did you just put up that hamburger one? I kind of like that one. Marandi says hamburger.
Is that like
I don't know if we
Karen?
When Karen Berger comes, I'm not going to know what to do. It's Karen Berger and Hamburger.
Hamburger.
All righty. There we go. There's a girl on the show. There you go. Welcome, girl on the show. All right. You guys can keep dropping questions for Amberger or the Ambergler or whatever you want to call her.
The Hamburger goes crazy. Yes,
All right.
sir.
We're good with
That's
all of it.
So hard.
That's good.
Also, keep dropping your cigar comments and questions down below. And I want to dive into we're going to do this segment twice on this show. Because there's something relevant coming up right here. And this is called the Cigars Daily Nation Pick of the Week. Now, just bears a little bit of explanation before we dive right into this one, because this picture is not from the Cigars Daily Nation Facebook group. But last week on the show, we showed off a couple of things. There's this whole evolution in the cigar world of stuff that is pointless in cigars. It's swag. It's not a cutter. It's not a lighter. It doesn't do anything. It's not an ashtray. It doesn't even hold your cigar very well. And Steve Saka first did this when he released his Sasquatch statue, which you can see pictured here. I have a real one. The Sasquatch statue quickly became one of the hottest cigar swag items I have ever seen in my life. Like Terrence, show that thing you're drinking out of.
Oh,
Terrence is drinking out of a Drew Estate Freestyle Live cup. That does something. It holds a beverage and works to maintain the temperature to some degree. I'm sure. Who cares?
Yeah.
This thing just sits on your mantle and looks at you. But guys fell in love with this. And that's why I came up with, for American Viking cigars, the American Viking Forge Keeper statue that has been an overwhelming success with the Cigars Daily Nation, with fans of the American Viking blends and brand. And this is, I'm almost more proud of this than I am of like my cigar blends, because it looks just so damn sexy. I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Now, as of today, Steve Saka has announced the next thing for Dunbarton, and it's not another Sasquatch like this.
I don't know if I have this available to me.
Okay, I can put it up if you don't.
I couldn't let you have it. Could
Steve said it was too good to even let Terrence be able to click on the button. Today, online, Steve Saka announced that this year will be coming the Saka Khan statue. This bad boy is headed our way. And I don't know. I don't think Steve will get mad at me for telling you this, but he showed me this last year in like October. Yeah, Steve was out here and he had some pictures of this. From what I remember, it looked very different. I think he's made some significant upgrades to it, but a few key differences from the original statue. First of all, it's not a Sasquatch. So put your opinion of this. Is this an upgrade from the Sasquatch to the Saka Khan statue? Is the level of desirability more, or do you still just want your Sasquatch statue? It's fully painted though. Yeah. I mean, it's even painted to look like Steve Saka's face. Balls deep, 69 RH says garden gnome. I don't know if maybe it looks like a garden gnome, but he's got a little cigar in his mouth, and he's Genghis Khan of the cigar world.
So 1% of all cigar smokers are related to him?
I would assume so. And Smelopatia says, hell yeah, that's an upgrade. And I think it's a very, very nice piece. It doesn't have arms, though. He's got pictures of it turning around on Facebook if you haven't seen it, but there it is. So that is coming down the pipelines. Very excited for Steve and for Dunbarton, and for a guy who figured out the whole swag game in a way that nobody had previously. Marcus Cheney says, how do I even get a Sasquatch?
Probably eBay now.
Yeah, Sasquatches are not even out there in the wild right now. It's been quite a long time. I do know that Steve has another run of Sasquatches coming to the United States this year. I think they will probably come along with the Saka Khan statues. Now, that being said, I don't know. Yeah, so for the low price of 12 boxes. I don't know what it's going to take to get the Saka Khan or even the Sasquatch statue at this point. The one thing that is unanimously different this year from last year is tariffs. The tariffs are here. Thank you, Terrence. I appreciate that. The tariffs have arrived. They've impacted everything. Just to give you guys an idea, when we did, and you can throw the Viking thing back up.
Yes.
When we did the Forge Keeper statue for American Viking, I started designing these last October before the election. So I, like many American business people, had no clue what was about to befall me. And then we didn't get to the point where we were done making them until February or March of this year. So the tariffs were a very real thing with these. I know that with Steve, his next shipment of Saka Squatches and the Saka Cons are both tariffed items. I have to imagine that they are. I don't think they come out of Kentucky or anything like that. So I don't know what that's going to look like, to answer your question in a very good way. Any other questions there, Billy, about that? Terrence, did anything pop up for you?
I don't see comments.
Here's a question I got for you guys. Do you guys think the Saka Con, individual personal opinions, is it more desirable to you than a Saka Squatch, or where we stand?
May I make a suggestion to Steve Saka personally? Because I know he's watching.
Yeah, of course
right
he's
now.
watching. No, if he was watching right now, he would comment and then would throw the whole damn
I
show
think
off.
we should have a Papa Saka statue next, right?
Mm.
But have him doing the Terrence pose.
Laying
and it's-
down
and
like
Alright.
a sexy gnome.
Yeah, like
I
know what I'm
don't
saying?
Know what I'm saying?
Go up in that garden. Anyway, but like if we had like an actual like figurine of Saka doing the Terrence pose and call it the Papa Saka, I think that'd be a fantastic piece of swag. I'd get multiple of those and put them everywhere.
Then we have to do one for you, dressed like an American Viking. We have to do one for you, dressed like American Viking, doing the same pose. Just saying.
I'm
From
in.
side by side bookends.
We just need a calendar. We just have to
Oh,
do the
yeah, I've
calendar.
been bringing up the calendar for 2 years.
Yep.
Do you know how easy it would be to do that?
And all I need is just 1 month. That's
We've
all
been
I need.
talking about the calendar forever, because if
Forever.
you guys remember, Cigar Vixen was going to come out and we were going to do some content with her coaching me on how to do a sexy calendar for Cigars Daily.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
And she hasn't done a calendar in a lot of years now, but I still don't think it's a bad.
It's our time to shine.
Mhm.
I
She's
called it
out.
on February.
Yep.
Valentine's Day. I'd be Cupid. I'd be Cupid.
You took February.
All right. All right. We listen, it's not off the table for sure. We can still talk about the calendar. I like the idea. All right, Billy, give me another comment. Then we got to dive into the actual topic of the show. We have to talk about
We're
that
going to do
stuff at some
some.
point.
This is going to be kind of weird.
I love weird.
We're going to do some cigar questions.
Oh.
Oh,
Way
okay.
to ruin
I
it,
know.
Billy. All right, go ahead.
I just have to first find them. It takes a little bit. All right, here we go.
Zach Papacino says, "Hey, Tim and gang, could you please talk about some of the differences in flavor from aged tobacco pre-roll and the aged cigar post-roll? Please and thank you." Zach, you got it. So the key is this. This is again in my mind. When you age leaf before it's rolled, that leaf individually, independently, sort of off gases. It's the term that you use for sort of releasing all of the imperfections and impurities like ammonia.
Mhm.
And it settles that leaf out. And you can pair it up with other leaves that are probably not aged to the same degree. So you can create a lot of diversity of flavor by using a 3-year aged Nicaraguan Jalapa Viso and a 5-year aged wrapper from Esteli, or they don't really do a lot of wrapper there, but a 5-year aged Habano from Ecuador. You can create some, diversity that way. If you take a cigar, you roll it into a cigar, and then you age that, the whole thing ages sort of at the same constant pace, right? So you get a cigar that over time, the whole flavor profile it tends to mellow out a little bit. You get the flavor balances a little bit better, and it just gets smoother. Again, the analogy I love to use for this is the difference between your Macallan and like your 12-year Macallan. It's just a little bit more smooth. It's a little bit more finished of a flavor, and it gives you that, not necessarily the fire in your belly. People always talk about like, oh, it's so smooth. It goes down so smooth. It doesn't burn my throat. And so when you age the cigar already rolled, it sort of creates that effect to the entire flavor profile.
Mm.
So with most cigars, when you talk about aging leaf, like in reality, the leaf, the filler and binder are probably aged for 3 years, and the wrapper leaf is maybe aged for 5 years or 10 years or something like that. So the benefits of aging are maybe best found when you age the whole cigar after it's already been rolled.
There we go.
Is there other ones, Billy?
Yes.
That was a fantastic question. I'm not sure we've ever been asked on this show. Dean Mitchell. G'day, guys. You could talk about cigar tourism. Do people go specific locations for the cigar experience?
Oh yeah.
Terrence, tell them about that.
Oh well, I would love to, but I remember specifically for the Cigar Heartland video series, somebody didn't take me.
Oh, so you didn't get to be a part of that?
Yeah, you know,
So
it's cool
some
though. Some people get to
do
go to
it.
Miami, where it's like almost like one of the cigar meccas, right? Where you can go meet.
No, it
all
is the cigar mecca. I can tell
It's
you.
not.
because
It's
I
not
was
like
there.
Esteli. It's not Cuba.
In America, it is.
In America, it is for sure. But like a lot of people go to Miami, and that's where you go. There's still factories out there where they're hand making cigars. There's probably a guy somewhere on the street out there making them. I don't know. I ain't never been. Nobody wants to take me. But
Listen,
you know, I know
I'm
people
super
take these pilgrimages.
I'm super sorry I asked. I'm really sorry. Terrence. Sorry I asked. I don't even remember what the question was anymore. Damn.
Terrence, you and I will go.
Yeah.
We'll let Tim run the store, and you and
I
I will
got
go
you.
to Miami.
There
We'll
you
do a
guys
whole
go.
series
That
where we're
sounds
just
really good.
acting like weirdos in Miami, smoking cigars.
It'll be one show where I'm
digging it.
just like, what the hell am I supposed to click on this thing? Everybody's like, we can't hear you. I'm like, I don't know.
Come back to 1,200 orders that
Yeah,
need to be
yeah.
picked and packed.
Truthfully, I would say that yes, there is absolutely tourism, cigar tourism. It happens. Tampa is a great cigar city. Who said this? Oops, that was the wrong one. Dalton Hopkins. I hope this is good because I accidentally clicked
It's going
it.
to be bad for you.
Oh no! Next year, y'all should have a booth at Rocky Mountain Cigar Fest, and Terrence can run the booth. Yeah, that was a bad one. Let's see. No, truthfully, Beach Bubba says Tampa is a cigar city. So if you want to go see cigar tourism and stuff, there's a few ways to do it. If you want to stay in the United States, you can go to Tampa. You know, JC Newman has a cigar factory there with rolling going on in the factory. You can see that experience. There are shops that have cigar rollers there, and there's just a ton of history of the cigar industry in that city. But if you really want the cigar tourism, pretty much every cigar factory has tours now. So you can go to Esteli, Nicaragua, and go see the Perdomo cigar factory. And a lot of them host tours in the actual factory. They show you the whole operation. If you want like the most romantic thing, that's the way to do it. Like, that's really how it is. You know, there are some places where you like, I've seen people do like a cigar crawl. They'll go to a city and go to like a different cigar shop. It's just different than it is with a bar crawl, because you go into a bar, you have a drink takes you 5 or 10 minutes. Like a cigar takes like an hour to an hour and a half to smoke. And when you go to a cigar lounge, you're talking about the same stuff. It's like what we talk about on this show. It's butt jokes and like dumb stuff. Like,
And monkeys, because they're always funny.
and farts and monkeys are always funny. And so you go to cigar shops and see sort of what the different experiences are like. But yes, there's different ways to do it, and lots of people do. Okay. Damn. Billy.
There's some comments in here, as Terrence would say, that are wild.
I'm going to go look at some of them.
I'll star one for you, and we'll have Terrence read the next one.
All right, yeah, go ahead. I'll try my best.
1 second, Terrence.
Okay, yeah, one.
Okay, here you go. Wait, give it a second.
You have to click on it.
I'm
There you go.
working on it.
It's Amber's first show, not yours, Billy. Sick burn. I'm sorry, dude.
Sick burn,
I love you,
man.
bro.
All right. So Judge Dad said, would you recommend getting a digital humidity meter to test your sticks before lighting up? How long you been doing this, Judge Dad? Because that is like level 10 nerd, cigar nerd thing right there.
Do you have one?
No,
No?
I don't. And
Billy,
I mean,
do you have one?
I do not.
like, it's just one of those things where, like, if you really care about probing the foot or the cap of your cigar to see how that affects your experience with that specific cigar, be my guest. That cigars are simple for me. If I get a tunnel, like it's plugged or whatever, I still fight through it. But like, I'm not sitting there to be like, oh, well, this one was at 63 RH, and I knew the one at 61.5 was better for me. But if that's something that you really want to see and enjoy, I'd go for it.
I'll say this about this is like a humidity meter thing. There is one called the humidimeter, and it's basically a little device with two prongs that you stick into the cigar, so in the foot or something like that. It tells you what the humidity is. This is I worked with this several years ago and made videos about it. And when I did, a lot of the serious aficionados came out and they were like, "You're a snake oil guy. Like, this is dumb. This is unnecessary. This is stupid." I think there are people for whom that makes good sense. People like me who absolutely love data. Like, you want the important data about your cigars. So if you got a cigar and you stick the prongs in the cap of the cigar and you can see exactly what the humidity is, it will let you know how long does that cigar sit in your humidor before it legitimately acclimates to the humidity of your humidor. But I think that truthfully, most cigar aficionados are going to pull the cigar out, feel it, and know, like, more or less, this feels a little dry and crispy, or it feels just right, or maybe it feels a little too wet. So I found that a lot of people want to just use the test gauge with their fingers, and even still, things change depending on where you are. If you live over on the East Coast, it's like the air is so moist out there that you have to be like, you just pull the cigar out and start smoking it so fast. Tim from the HQ, he texted me the other day. And he was like, we have a guy who's a regular at the HQ, and he said he's out and somewhere in Maine or some crap like that. And he said that he can really only get through like a 1 or 2/3 of a cigar before it's just worthless because there's so much moisture in the air out there. So it's a problemo. All right, I will take one more comment, and then we got to get into the topic of tonight's show. Billy, is there one that you wanted me to pick, or did you find some more?
No, we got one for Amber.
All right, an Amber comment.
And it's a nice one.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, a nice one.
Lil Spence. Someone ask Amber her favorite cigars. What are her favorite drink pairings?
We already did favorite cigars, so drink pairing.
Pairing. Let's go. Pairing with the pro.
Okay, so I was just saying today before I got on the show that
Hennessy.
Yeah!
Of course. Only Hennessy. Obviously.
You look like
I
a
mean,
Hennessy gal to me. Yeah. All right, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's great. I like red wine with cigars, which is, not super traditional, but I don't drink whiskey or bourbon or anything yet. So I think that'll be the future iteration of cigar smoking, is learning about that stuff. So I gotta take on one expensive hobby at a time.
Yeah, you've had whiskey?
Yeah.
But you wouldn't consider yourself a whiskey or bourbon connoisseur as of right now.
Correct.
Okay.
And I've only had a few like good whiskeys that aren't, where I'm not 23 and here, drink this. It was cheap type of a thing. So.
All right. And so for you right now, wine would be the foregone conclusion.
Yeah. I like a nice Malbec or something like that. Sit on my patio, have a cigar.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What's your opinion on gin with cigars, by the way?
I haven't tried that, but gin with cigars does sound good.
It's not a bad pairing.
I might have to check that out because I like gin. My sister likes gin and she's getting me into it. So
there we go.
All right.
Botanist or Empress 1908. Just my recommendation.
She loves the Botanist.
Jeez. Listen, if you want to go watch another show, just go do it. They're talking about gin. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Terrence has got a fine palate, finally dialed into the nice things in this world. Thank you, Terrence, very much. Brian Strickland says, are you guys ever going to talk about the show topic, or are we just being gaslit? Wow. I want to talk about the show topic. We were talking about gin, and we can get on that. So tonight we're talking about the topic. Here it is right here. Cigar makers need to stop doing this. And we can put down this, by the way, the timestamp is 38 minutes, almost 39 minutes. Cigar makers need to stop doing this one thing now. This is where I'm going to ask you to drop your comments down below. You can leave it up there, Terrence. What is the thing that, in your opinion, if cigar makers would just cut this garbage out, it would make the cigar world better? I've actually had, just talking about the show this afternoon with some people around the HQ, I've heard some really nice stuff. And I will give my own input, and I'm not, and I people are already guessing it in the comments. I'll give mine at the end, but I want to. We're gonna chat about these. Oh my god, I'm gonna start starring them too because I see them popping up. Oh, that's another good one right there. So drop them in the comments, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook or on Rumble or even the community on Cigars Daily Plus. If Cigar Makers would just cut it out, they would just quit doing this, everything would be better for all of us. I'm going to say mine up front while people put theirs in the comments. Legitimately, Ben Strungy called it, said, Tim, if you say making Lanceros, if they would just stop making Lanceros, it would be fine. It would be fine. Jimmy is literally just put a Lancero in his mouth and he's just making just locked eyes with me as he lights. And it's a filthy Viking Lancero. Now Terrence is doing it too. I am, listen, I do not feel intimidated by that right now. Lanceros are the dainty. Where's my pen? My pen isn't even thin enough or long enough for me to make fun of Lanceros.
It's a petite Lancero.
But they are like the pinkies up.
Put your pinky down.
Literally before the show, we were all talking about this. And like there's Lanceros floating around the HQ in the studio here. Amber was literally like, I what did you say? Do you remember?
Oh, I feel like I'm Cruella de Vil. Like I feel like I'm developing a hatred for Dalmatians.
There
as
you
I
go.
Smoke it.
Yep, that's 100% what it is. And for me, Lanceros represent a couple of things that drive me absolutely nuts. And this isn't going to be a rip on Lanceros episode, although I'm fine with a quick segment about it. First of all, they are too thin and they are dainty and they are effeminate. They're the Virginia Slims of cigars. Mm-hmm. Second of all, they tend to go out. And like if you get a Lancero with a bad draw, you can't use a draw poker on it. It's thinner than the draw poker. They're so thin. So they drive me nuts. I know a lot of people in the cigar world really, really like their Lanceros.
But that's why Oliva puts like, what is it, 46 in their Series V Lancero, 36 because everything else is 24. But they put 36 in there. Like you get more, like, and it's more wrapper to fill it.
More of less is not. It's not the thing. But Jimmy Hager says, Tim, what do you have lit up tonight? Tonight, I do have lit up the Foundation Wise Man Maduro Lancero. And I got this in, and I haven't texted Nick Molilo about it yet, but I know that he did this back in the day as a limited edition thing. It's limited edition again. Listen, it's not bad. And for all the people who are sitting at home right now shouting at their TV like it's a football game, put the wrapper by the ratio and the flavor, this is not a good thing. I don't care. A 6x52 Toro is very good, just fine. It's just fine. We don't have to make them
very good.
Yeah, we don't have to make them so thin that they've dropped between the seats and then you can't find it because it got lost or whatever. There you go. That's my 2 cents.
You ready? No, we're going to have to do quick hits on these because there is a lot. You opened up Pandora's box on what people do not like.
Give them to me now. This is, in the opinion of the Cigars Daily Nation, things that cigar makers could stop doing just right now. Whole industry would be better off for it. Gordon Freeman says limited releases. Now, I'm going to talk about these some because there's some validity to some of these. Limited releases make it impossible for the cigar world at large to enjoy a lot of the core line stuff when you do too much of them. Too many limited releases leaves the whole crowd waiting for the next hot thing to drop, and then the core line stuff falls off a cliff. Thank you. We talk about that one in the cigar industry a lot. The next thing the cigar industry should just cut out. Wig Wag Workshop says giant bands. And on every cigar except the Diesel Desert Walker, you're right.
Knew you was going to give a caveat.
You're 100% right.
This one goes with Diesel Desert Walker as well.
Super glue bands from your 4044. That's really disappointing to see that from you, sir. You've been a valued member of the community for such a long time. It's a shame to see
and
you
you're gone.
Canceled. No, so the Diesel Desert Walker the band is famously impossible to get off. A decision I had absolutely zero input on, and will probably have zero input going forward. Dan Elting says requiring too many Five Guys burgers.
Okay.
He is, of course, specifically talking about the thing that all of us hate, and that's when the price of anything goes up for any reason, we get uncontrollably angry in this country as a culture. So the more Five Guys burgers a cigar costs, the less likely we are to be big fans of it. You're going to have to call the president about that. So there you go. Thank you. He's dialing him right now. Dan is
right
sitting
to
in
your
the studio.
congressman.
Okay. Casey says making swag so exclusive. And I'd be interested to know more about like what he means by that. Have you guys seen exclusive swag out there?
I have.
Give me an example of a piece of exclusive swag that you've noticed.
King Squatch.
I was thinking the exact same
You
thing.
know, and I'm not saying that it's like it's impossible. It's something that you cannot find. It's not something you don't have access to, but it's one of those things where like it's only one place. If there were a couple other places, it'd be pretty cool. And I'm not besmirching anything about the King Squatch. It's damn cool. But
So-
there are things where it's like really hard to find, or you see it on a Facebook group, or it's no longer in production, and you're like, man, I wish I was into cigars 6 years ago to be able to get my hands on something like that.
I will say this specifically about the King Squatch. When it comes to exclusive swag, Abe over at the Smoke Inn Socialite cigar community, he made that. Steve Saka didn't make it.
Yeah.
And so I assume he made it with Saka's permission, but that's not Dunbarton doing that. They
Yeah.
made the Saka Squatch, right? Dunbarton made the Saka Squatch, and now they've made the Saka Khan statue. Those are not exclusive, but Abe made his own King Squatch.
Mhm.
Sometimes when you see exclusive swag, it is a particular cigar community or entity that is making that specific thing. And so that's not necessarily the cigar maker making it, although I can
That's fair.
understand
That's fair.
how it would be a turnoff, especially if you're not a member of that
Or
community.
Johnny Tobacco statues. I wish I had like a regular sized one that I could put as like a hood ornament on my car.
Dude, me too. We can put the one here as a hood ornament.
But
on
he
your car.
can't hide cameras in that as easily.
That's a very good and creepy point. Let's see. Wired fire. Weird fire? Wired fire. Useless packaging. Let's stay right here for a moment.
Oh no.
Together as a community of cigar lovers
no.
who you start unboxing the box, and before you know it, it's like people who buy the AR-15 and then like throw away half the rifle, upgrading it. Like it's like the trigger assembly, like all this stuff is just useless packaging because they're going to go get all brand new parts for it, and before you know it, your $1,500 weapon is now $4,500. Listen,
We've all been there.
cigar makers are doing this a lot, and I get it from both perspectives. As a lover of cigars, what I personally value is a quality experience from a good cigar. And just like I think many of you, when I open up a cigar box and then I remove the insert from the lid and then I pull back the rice paper packaging and pull that out, and there's a ribbon tied around the cigars
With the humidification pack.
with the
on top of it.
humidification pack, and the cigars are dressed from head to foot in cigar rings. I'm literally like, how much did I just spend on all this stuff that I'm just going to pull off the cigar? I fully get that. Wouldn't it be great if they just make a absolutely rockin', devastate your palate with amazing complex flavor cigar that just comes in with a band in a bundle? Some of you guys don't even care about the band, and I get that. The bottom line is this: it works. If it
Mhm.
didn't work, they wouldn't do it. It's just like those spam calls that you get on your phone all day long. They do it because it works on somebody. If it didn't work, they wouldn't do it. And in the cigar industry, there's some of it is that when you overpackage a cigar and just overpackage the hell out of it, people are more interested in it. That's the sheeple part of the world out there. And you may not be that individual, but people are definitely that way.
It's the perceived value, right? Like some of the most like
Yes.
viewed things on the internet is like when something new with a lot of packaging comes out, it's their perceived value. They're like, oh, it has a box within a box, and then you open this up and this thing pops out. It's always that perceived value. When there's extra layers and extra steps, yeah, the end user doesn't get to have that kind of fun. But for somebody who maybe doesn't have 3 Five Guys burgers worth for a cigar, wants to then feel like he's that fancy man and he has to go through all of that, and or he knows that he's saved up for it, or it's a special occasion, then it's that perceived value as well. So I see both sides. Me, El Rey del Mundo, I get it. The tissue paper sets it apart. It's a little much. They got 2 sets of bands on the cigar.
Yeah.
With the tissue, it's a little much. But like outside of that, like, and rocking solid for less than a Five Guy burger itself, but still, like, it's that perceived value where when there's extra steps involved, you think that, oh, since this is tedious, this is going to make it even better.
1,000%.
I was just getting ready to criticize the overly ornate boxes, but then I thought about how excited I get when I unbox a new iPhone and I go through that box.
Yep.
And they got me because I do. It's something about it. And I think they had some team that designed that to get everybody addicted to unboxing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But to your point, I love a pretty box, but sometimes when there's 4 layers, or when I was smoking a cigar outside at night and I accidentally lit the wrapper because it was one of the big bands that went over the cigar, you know, it can get a little bit excessive.
You're like, ooh, very woody. You're very paper-like, and you're like, oh, damn
Getting
it.
notes of plastic and cellophane.
And when they overdo the box and when it shows up, it smells like lacquer because
Oh,
they didn't let the boxes dry.
man.
That happens from time to time.
Or sap.
I'll say this. When you said perceived value, you're right. That's a big part of it. It was something Saka said when he was here last October. You know, he was talking about doing the packaging, and Steve Saka does all of his own design work. It's, I mean, which is impressive because he's got some of the best design packaging, in my opinion, that there is. It's
He's got a nice package, is what you're saying.
I'm a big fan of it, right? So what he said about it is he said, you know, that box, when you get that box, it feels special. And to whatever degree, it is part of the experience.
His package feels special.
And I like his box. That's what I'm here to say. I like Steve Saka's box.
Clip it.
Pigtails on the Foot from EP Razor. Is it just weird vitolas in general? Have we, like, here's the deal. All these cigar factories all the time are rolling round brown. They're rolling these cylindrical plant rods, as Matt Booth calls them.
Combustible plant rods.
I don't know if they get bored with it. Yep. Thank you, Jimmy Hager.
Nice.
Wet box the chimney hole.
Nice.
I just completely lost my train of thought. We were just talking about Steve Saka's
You were talking
box.
about weird vitolas, round brown.
So at what point do we start making cigars shaped like a triangle and a diamond, and they're 6-sided, and they're figurados with a pigtail and a pigtail on the foot, and they're like special shapes and sizes? At what point have we gone over the edge on it? Like, there are certain ones that legitimately do something. Like Vashfire mentions more shaggy feet. A cigar with a shaggy foot actually does something for the experience of the cigar, right? Like, so there's something unique there. But yeah, some of these shapes they seem like it's shaped for the shape's sake. What else, Billy?
Julian Montoya says cedar wrapped cigars that rip the cigar apart when you go to smoke it.
And I think that's happened to me more this year, that I'm removing packaging from a cigar and it tears the wrapper leaf off. It makes me nuts. That drives me crazy. I agree with you. Like, just a cigar that just, you want it to work. That's the thing that we love about cigars. It's the fact that they're simple. They're simple as hell, and it's just fine. All right. Keep it going, Billy. Flavor and Enrique just wants all flavored and infused cigars. You voted for the wrong guy if that's what you wanted. So I'm just going to say that out there. That was the last administration's big deal. They were going to get rid of flavored cigars and menthols completely. They're going to wipe them off the face of the planet. That was a big move.
Your Camel Crushes would be gone.
Yeah, what am I gonna do with my humidor full of Newports now?
Terrence just has an entire Newport collection.
His Newport shelf.
I have a couple different vintage packaging on my wall somewhere, but then I end up getting like 17 cartons. So if anybody, no, I'm joking.
Do you have any Virginia Slims in there?
No,
with your Lancero love? I thought it was
only Newports.
Transferable.
Only Newports, because I knew like eventually during the end times I would use those more as like bartering. But it's not the end times, nor are Newports no longer made.
I'll say this, dude. If they get rid of Camel Crushes, what are all these 21-year-old guys on Hinge going to do to meet women?
Well, I think they've got their little
got no icebreaker.
Their little pacifiers now. They don't need
the millennial pacifier.
They've got the millennial pacifiers that look
mods.
like purses. They got games on them. They light up. When,
no, I think I know what they'll do instead. They'll just slip into the comments on a YouTube channel and call a girl thick on Cigars Daily.
Suck it, Thomas. All right.
You were not the tank you thought you was.
Tim, there's a lot of monetary ones in here, and I didn't start. Did you start the one from Gilbert about the lighter? Because it's a good comment.
And we can talk about the lighter one we can do.
All right.
Gilbert says, stop pretending that the free lighter costs $100 and that we all know it's a $10 lighter. Yep.
Yep.
You know who's guilty of this one?
Amber.
Damn. Yeah, Amber.
Sorry, everybody.
Thanks a lot, Amber.
It's on me.
It's those damn retailers out there. Those sons of bitches. The retailers that are always putting the value on things and saying they were. I find myself in the ubiquitous position of having a torch and saying, what is the actual value of this torch? And I legitimately do try to look at the fair market value of what a torch is before I try to suggest that it's worth something. But I have seen some pretty flagrant, $50 tank lighters out there. that you find on Amazon for $9.
Yeah.
I see them out there and I'm like, I see what you're trying to do. And by the way, so does everybody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else do cigar makers need to stop doing to help make this industry a better place? Easy peasy says paying CA for their spot on the list.
Whoa.
Shots fired.
So
he's getting Christmas episode in the comments. Oh
yeah.
my God.
Paying cigar aficionado to be on the Cigar Aficionado Top 25 list, that I think is what he's specifically referring to. And I've done no small amount of research about this topic in the industry. I've talked with a lot of people about this.
How you can pay to be on the top 25?
How do you do that with the Filthy Viking? How much is it going to be? It's going to cost me. No, I've asked a lot of people, and I've gotten two responses. A lot of people, especially people who don't get ratings or reviews in Cigar Aficionado, they just assume this is the way it works. And some people whose cigars do get rated by Aficionado, even if they don't appear on the top 25, they swear up and down that's not happening. I think that people are going to more or less believe that that's the way that it works, no matter what Cigar Aficionado does. They claim that they smoke those cigars blind. They got a panel of guys that dress like Terrence and sit down and they smoke the cigars blind. And straight up, they say they don't know. Now, when a cigar like Andalusian Bull becomes #1 cigar of the year, it's the only cigar in the world that's that shape and size. So it's kind of hard.
Champion size.
Yeah. So I don't know what to say to that. I don't know how to speak to that. But then there are people whose accusation of Cigar Aficionado is that the list is basically the same every year, right? It's
top 10 is going to be a Padron,
a Melanio, a Fuente, an Espinosa's on there. There's
two Cubans,
a couple of Rock Patel. There's always two Cubans on that list. There's typically an Alec Bradley of some sort on that list. Yeah, I mean, you look at it every year and you're like, you just need to know where those cigars are going to fall. That's the bet people take.
But the fun part is 11 through 25, because you'll get things like Foundation cigars on there. You'll get Espinosa cigars. You'll find, there's a La Aroma usually falls either in the top 10 or the 11 through 25 spots, but you can find some gems there. And this is why I like the consensus from Half Wheel, and I like those 11 through 25 spots, because that gives you a little bit outside perspective of what's truly popular right there. Of course, because I feel like they're also thinking about what can you walk into a brick and mortar and find? What can you walk into a brick and mortar ask, and then they'll be able to supply that. And so if you have something that's a little bit more niche or a little bit more fun, that's where the real inherent value, and that's where the real list really kicks off, because I find that is where a lot of the different kind of rogue picks are at. I was extremely happy that the Espinosa Warhead 10 was on the last year's list. Yep. Yes, it was unobtainium, but it's still something that I was able to enjoy, and I agreed with it wholeheartedly, because always 11 through 25 is where I look, because that's where you find those sleepers. Everybody goes chases #1 and #2 and #3, but when you're finding a number 11 or 15 and it's really good, you know that you're in a good spot.
Chris Krim says, how many people are deciding top 25 in Cigar Aficionado? I think it's 3 or 4. Terrence says it's 4. It's been a few years since I went and looked at. They've got a place in their publication or probably on their site where you can go read how they do it. They've got a printout of here's how we come up with the list. So if you believe what they say, you can do it. Jay Dav says a whole panel of throat goats, which if reading that doesn't make you think of just a casting couch with a bunch of Terrences on it, then I want that mental picture in your head. Take it.
I don't want that mental picture. I don't want that at all. Also, I will
everybody
be sending in an application to review on a Cigar Aficionado now.
has- just a picture of you in a suit.
He has his little throat goat trophy. He's like, I got one.
It's me.
I can do this.
It's me, Terrence, posing with the statue. I'm like, come on, I'm
Me, the throat goat.
They think you're submitting to the wrong magazine. They're like, I think this guy was trying to submit for something else.
Oh no, I'm in the right place. If you guys see me on Cigar Aficionado with no shirt, don't call the police. I'm in the right place.
All right, Billy, give me one more.
We got one more, and it's the most important question of the night.
Go for it. This one's from Chris CPU. What are Amber's thoughts on feet up on the furniture?
So please pose the question to her.
Okay.
Oh wait, this is a loaded question. Now that I'm thinking about it, no.
The topic has come up on the show before about the idea that someone might go into a cigar establishment, perhaps a lounge,
Mhm.
and remove their shoes and place them on the furniture, maybe a coffee table, or fold one foot underneath their leg and sit there to be more comfortable. Is, in your opinion, what is the level of acceptableness of this habit?
Shoes off on
Socks
Cigar Lounge.
off. We're
No.
talking about bare feet.
Zero.
Zero.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
So just to be clear,
I'm back in. I'm locked in.
there are no acceptable circumstances where this can happen at all.
I feel like I'm being tricked here.
You
Yeah,
are.
You're not being tricked. We're just trying to. We're all getting to know each other, and we're just trying to flush it out.
You got to keep your shoes on, unless it's your own house.
Okay.
I want to. I want to respect that Amber has her opinion on this. I have not respected that Terrence has his opinion on this, but it's still his opinion that he gets to have.
Correct.
What am I missing, Billy?
Amber, what if it is a hot chick? Like smoking hot chick.
That's right. She's
Look!
she's-
Oh no!
Yeah. Yeah.
No!
Well,
Victory.
I mean, it's a double standard, but I'm guilty
See?
of it. What can I say?
Yes! Yes! No! Yes! Yes!
Amber, it's a trap from Kevin. It's a trap.
Bull!
This is the.
I
so
knew it was a loaded question.
we've had this conversation on the show a few times, and the consensus for not everyone, the consensus for some of us, not Terrence, is that it is absolutely unacceptable, except for hot girls and dogs.
And,
Like,
and yeah,
they can't wear shoes.
Yeah.
Dogs. No shoes
Cute
on.
and beautiful, you know.
It's cute and beautiful. That sounds much better than hot girls and dogs. I like that. The cute and beautiful.
This is why I'm the referee. I
Thank you.
think,
The ref.
yeah.
Amber's the ref. There goes my hero from Dalton Hopkins. One of us. One of us from Bashfire. That was a solid win. Thank you, Billy. I appreciate that. Listen, somebody asked about pick of the week. We are gonna do pick of the week. In fact, we're gonna do it before we go to the after party. We are gonna head over to the after party of this show in just a couple of minutes. That is the portion of this show where you'll get to ask more questions to Amber. It's gonna only take place on Rumble and on our community, Cigars Daily Plus. We're going to keep taking your guys' comments, but we're not going to do it on the large platforms where there's just a lot more rules that are highly prohibitive to keep us from doing all the stuff that, cigar communities want to do. And so you can go watch the same episode on Rumble. It's Cigars Daily Plus. It's free and easy to sign up. Requires like your name, a username, an email, and a password, and that's it. Bada bing, you're watching the show. Join us over there. We'll talk more about why the industry would do well to just get rid of Lanceros entirely. And all of you have had amazing input on this. I think you all hit the big things that if cigar makers would make adjustments, cigars would be better for everybody all around. All right, time to dive into the pick of the week. So I've talked about this in this episode. We talked about this last week. Useless, pointless swag that's the most desirable stuff that there is. Steve Saka started this with his Saka Squatch. I wanted to join the pack, and that's with the Forge Keeper statue with American Viking. And this is something that people have been showing off. They're excited about the Forge Keeper statue. So take a look at some of these from the Cigars Daily Nation Facebook group. This one right here is coming from Klein J. Mail call. In full disclosure, the DTT mug was already here. Keeping my coffee warm this morning. Those Box Press Rebellion are my favorite AVs, and DTT, hell, they're DTT. Wait, oh, okay. You can't go wrong with DTT. Okay, so he's got some Dunbarton Umbagogs.
That's a solid lineup.
It's very solid. There's some flatheads in there too. Very nice looking statue. The thing I like about the statue is that it photographs well 100% of the time. I haven't seen a bad
there's
picture.
no
of one
white
yet.
packaging.
Is it like your friend that never takes a bad photo? Like, no,
That's-
whatever you do.
That's what the Viking is. Yes. All right. Next, we got this picture right here coming from Stefan S. Mail call, baby.
Viking
Slay. There's some. It looks like Mayflowers in there. Looks like some Mayflower dusks, maybe, and some My Father Blues.
My
as well.
Father Blues, yeah.
It's fantastic. Very good looking right there.
Another good lineup.
Next one right here. This one is from Delta S. Got my CD swag today. Pretty sweet. Don't mind the Wi-Fi box. And I'm going to say this about Dieter, not Delta. Dieter. Dieter, you're using the hex stickers wrong.
I love that.
They're supposed to fit like together.
Nah, that's
Like,
rogue.
they're
I
just
love
supposed to,
No,
it.
like-
because yeah,
they fit in a smaller space. If you do, you know what? Never mind. Do it however
Wrong.
you want. There, it's majestic, and he's got some of the best ones. He's got the eagle. He's got the one that says "Live, laugh, leave me the hell alone," and now a beautiful Viking statue. Along with, I'm a huge fan of the way he set up this humidor, where you're looking at all the caps of the cigars. He's taken the cellophane off all of them. Something about it just feels.
My
really
OCD
good.
saw that and was like,
it's
yes.
really
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Sorry, headphone listeners. These guys are moaning in your ears.
All right, next one. This one's from Aaron S.
Oh,
He says, not really a fan of Tim H. Swanson or the Cigars Daily content. They're so cocky and bragging about how they have the most educationally entertaining content on all of the internet and how they're the fastest among all online people, even Amazon at times. And don't even get me started on how they think they're so cool. They're awesome, service, whatever. And I, for one, will not support this tomfoolery that Cigars Daily promotes. He's got a picture of his Filthy Vikings, the dual torch lighter. He's got himself a Cigars Daily beer glass, which is like
Been
5 years
discontinued
old.
for like
Yeah.
5 years.
You haven't
The
seen
Viking
those in a
Forge
while.
statue, and in
He
the
has
background,
an OG sticker, which you guys haven't made those big stickers in like
Yeah.
I
6
think
years.
he made that. I don't think that. I've never made that thing. That looks like a coaster. And in the back, a very judgmental dog. All right, next one. This one's from Dylan V. Says Fonzie says, "Hey, you ain't cool if you don't have the AV statue," which he did actually a remarkably good job of getting the statue into a picture with the Fonz and a box of Obrigado that's 0%.
how many
realistic.
gallons of water was wasted to make that?
A lot. A lot. All right. A couple more of these. And I love that people are showing off their swag. Mark M says, mail call. I actually edited this one. My American Viking swag arrived. Thank you, Terrence, for the awesome cussing service. Changed it. And thank you, Tim, for the awesome swag. Now to dig into these Rubicons.
Terrence just cussed them out.
Can I tell you guys? I have to tell you about a comment I read, and I didn't respond to it. But have you ever had somebody say something to you, and like afterwards, you were like thought of the best thing to respond to?
Oh, all the time.
Somebody got a Rubicon, and they were like looking forward to trying this. And the comment from one person beneath was like, "Prepare to be underwhelmed." And I couldn't find it to respond, but I wanted to say like, it's a Cohiba that costs as much as like a Jack in the Box burger.
2 gallons of gas.
Exactly how whelmed did you expect to be by it in the first place? I thought that they knocked it out of the park. And last but most certainly not least is Antonio R says, about to light up and watch the best damn cigar show on the tube. He's got himself a beautiful Forge Keeper statue and a Dama Velada.
You know, in all those lightings, it did photograph very well.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was overexposed, underexposed, It was on point.
Not a whole lot
Thank
of
you.
Lightroom
And
going
thank
on in
you.
these photos,
I
but it
appreciate
did
it.
very well with the regular computational photos.
That last one was pretty solid.
It was great.
All right, listen, we're going to keep this show going, but we're only going to do it on the after party, and we're only going to do that on Rumble in the community on Cigars Daily Plus. So join us there for more of this episode. Otherwise, stay tuned for more of this show coming at you next Monday night with Billy and Terrence and Amber and myself and the Cigars Daily Live studio audience. They're all drunk now, so. All right, we'll see you guys on the after party.
And live your lives.